Outside your comfort zone, I think, is huge. You have to be tenacious and say, hey, I'm going to do this, because I know it's more than college than this, than just going to class and coming home and then that's it. So once you do that, I can attest for myself. Once I did that as a student, I had a whole nother look at what Ferris was like because I got a chance to meet people and, I had my own misconceptions, but until you actually go to the source, everything else doesn't matter, because everything's twisted by media and different things, different outlets like that. You really have to go and find out for yourselves, to be, justly informed about what that event might be about.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just to add quickly, too, I would say that there's rarely ever any events or meetings on campus that I know of that are by invitation only or closed door. There's almost every group that puts on an event, their doors are always wide open, and they're always inviting to other people. So I think it's maybe the individual's responsibility and choice to go to that event and to get over maybe what their preconceived notions are. But just it's important for everybody to know that almost everything that happens on campus is open to everyone.
Okay.
So.
Well, speaking as a 1970s kind of a love child of the 1970s, my idea of a truly diverse institution is it's not just one where we have people from different backgrounds, but it's also the way we treat one another at the institution. That there's just an openness, and it just sounds corny to say this and trite and a cliche, but where we go the extra step in opening our arms to everyone, where people are respected, where they're not punished for their differences, but that people, even if they don't understand why folk are like that, there's still an openness about it, and I always go back to Mr. Ferris's words, and I'm going to butcher this quote, but that what he wanted was an institution that was open to all the people, all the men, all the women, all the children, in all the states, all the time. And the word that I hear in that is what? All. So that's what, and I would also like to see us at a point become an institution where we resolve disputes and concerns in a way that's productive. And it just seems like that's something that a lot of institutions struggle with. And one of the things we have in the diversity plan is we're going to create a mechanism whereby we learn how to handle some of these disputes and concerns. Let's move on. What are some of the challenges that you face in your office? Start with Janelle, if you like.
Some of the challenges that we face are a lot of immigration regulations, and that's nothing Ferris can do about it. But we have a lot of federal regulations limiting what type of international student can be admitted to Ferris. Not admitted, but let into the country with visa issues. So a lot of our students from, for example, Saudi Arabia, or our potential students from Saudi Arabia, they might get admitted. They have the funding to get here, but they're stopped in their country from coming to the United States because they're not authorized to have a visa. So that limits our diversity right there, and that's not exactly something Ferris can handle, but a reality.
Are there other countries where we have that same situation?
I know we have a student from Myanmar, which is the former country of Burma, and she had a very difficult time getting a visa, and she went a couple times to the U.S. Embassy to get the visa. And we only have one student from there because it's so difficult to get visas if you come from certain countries.
I remember when I was teaching Intro to Social, I don't remember this, 4 or 5, 30 years ago, I had probably 7 students from Saudi Arabia. And then one day I had no students from Saudi Arabia. And they certainly brought a different perspective, not a monolithic perspective. In other words, the 7 of them weren't cut from the same cookie cutter, as it were, but they brought a different perspective. And I always felt that class, that particular section of Introduction to Sociology was better because they had been in it. And I was saddened when, just looking around campus, noticed that we don't have the number of students from Saudi Arabia that we used to have.
Right, and you know the richness in your class can be taken throughout the richness in the Ferris community, and so that's why I push international students, encourage them to make American friends and to step outside their comfort zone, because they're coming to a new country, having to make new friends, but these American friends are going to benefit so much from just meeting them.
Well, one way we could benefit would be to get rid of some of the misconceptions that we have about different groups.
Right, and that's why I was so glad last night there was a speaker on Islamophobia. And he really dispelled some of the misconceptions that people may have about Islam and Muslim people, so it's great.
Well, this is a show where I'm interviewing you, but were I up here alone, I'd be talking about the recent photographs of Senator Obama that were leaked and giving you a 1-hour speech about dirty politics. But that's not what we're here to discuss today. So, so Mr. Wade, do you want to talk about some of the challenges you face?
Sure. I would say that one of the big challenges that I face and I hear about students is our location. I think our visibility is a problem. Students need to see our office. And, you know, I think there's a definite necessity for us to do that, you know, if it's a move for our office or getting visible, because we offer so many different opportunities. I think we offer students a platform to grow. They are right there in us with these, for example, our Women's History Month committee are comprised of mostly all students. You know, MLK committee, we have faculty and staff. We also have students in and so on and so forth. So we bring students in with their ideas and they help us with programming, and we have that platform for them to grow, but a lot of them don't see the office as much. So once they get there, they understand that that it's an office where very inclusive. You can come in there and be informed, find out what's going on in the organizations, what you want to do, find out what ideas you might have for programming. Maybe it's helping with advising. Maybe having a situation with your hall or anything like that. A lot of students utilize our office, but it's kind of hard where we're not as visible as we think we need to be.
Now, when you say not visible, you mean your physical location makes it hard to find you?
Yes.
Okay.
I think our physical location makes it hard to find us. We're sort of like in the back hall. And students, you know, on the way to something, they might see our office and catch it, but it's important to be visible on campus if you're multicultural student services, and we're committed to diversity and exposing our students to that, and what we do, we need to be seen.
Okay. Matt, what are some of the challenges you face?
I would say some of the challenges would definitely be trying to get some of the registered student organizations that we have on campus to work together and collaborate a little bit more often. I think the groups we have on campus definitely have a lot to offer to other groups on campus. Like, for example, with the production of the vagina monologues that we talked about, the associated construction students, a group of mainly males, have just helped them build a sign that they're going to hang on the stage for their event. And it's just nice to see that support from a group of mainly men, you know, up for that cause, for the vagina monologues. But I think that there's a lot of things like that that could be outsourced or worked together with other groups, and I just don't think that a lot of the groups realize that and are willing to contact other groups to collaborate and work together on events. We get so stuck into our own group and our own RSO that we need to open our eyes and understand that we could really work together, and you know, everyone could learn a lot from that experience.
And I can comment on that as well. A lot of times organizations find themselves stepping on each other's toes. They're not informed. They don't utilize the campus calendar as much as they need to. If an event is going on, let it be maybe a 5-star or something like that. Well, maybe we need to go and see what this is about versus trying to have a separate event at that time. And if you don't like it, don't try to, you know, create your own. Go and utilize these resources. You know, if you want to bring a big speaker to campus, understand what the finance division is all about. Understand that you are RSO and you have that position to make something happen. So we find a lot of organizations not communicating with each other, and when we do communicate and have collaborative efforts, man, the possibilities are endless. We see different events like Islamophobia last night with a Muslim student organization coming into our office and working together to make something happen, and we had a wonderful event. So we need to see more of that, you know, to bring campus together, because we want to impact as many students as possible.
Okay. I noticed reading the Torch a couple of editorials, I don't know, no, it wouldn't be editorials, opinion letters, criticizing some aspect of the vagina monologues.
Correct.
Is there a panel discussion or something that's going to happen?
Yep, there actually is. We've been working together to have an event. It's going to be taking place Wednesday, March 5th. In the IRC Auditorium 120, starting at 7 p.m. It's a panel discussion, and we've named it Must You Say Vagina? And we've invited the two young ladies that wrote letters to the editor of the Torch, as well as another gentleman who made his comments very visible on Facebook. And then on the other side of the issue, we've brought the student coordinator from this year's event, a male who has been very involved, a male student who's been very involved with the vagina monologues to get his aspect of the event. We're just trying to bring everyone together instead of staying in your own little groups of people and talking here and there.